everyone. Welcome to Crypto Miners to the Space and this interview with Oasis Protocol. My name is Mary and I will be your host. So also a reminder that anything we talk about in here is for educational purpose only and should not be taken as financial advice. So everyone in here must do your own research. And with that said, we have some people from Oasis here. Meredith, welcome. Meredith Darden, Community Manager.
Hey, Mary, thank you so much for having us on. We're really excited to share a little bit about Oasis and what we have in store right now and what's coming for next year. And yeah, I'm Meredith. I'm the community lead at Oasis Foundation. Thanks again for having us on.
Lovely. You're very welcome. I see we have someone else from Oasis in here. Is that a colleague to you that also going to speak?
No, that's actually we just joined from our main account, so we can make sure
Okay.
that the Oasis community knows that we're in here.
Very good. Very good. So welcome everyone, all the miners and everyone from Oasis community and also everyone who just happened to see us in here and join or listen afterwards. Warm welcome to all of you guys. And yes, it's going to be lovely to hear some from Oasis. I've read a little bit about it and it seems like a very interesting project, I must say, Meredith. Why don't you just start and introduce yourself a little bit? How long have you been into crypto and how long have you been working with Oasis?
Sure. Yeah, so I actually have been involved in the crypto industry since late 2016. Previously was working in real estate and then became fascinated with the technology. So I was fortunate enough to have an opportunity to leave my previous career and start working full-time in the blockchain industry in late 2016. And it's been a wild ride ever since then. And I joined Oasis about a little over a year ago, and I'm really excited about everything that we're building.
Great. Very nice. So how big is the team behind Oasis? How many people are working with it?
We actually have a pretty big global team. So I think right now we're just at a little over 50 team members that are building across, our engineering, community, marketing, BD, product, and then of course our core platform. So we've got a pretty robust team.
Great. Great, great. And it started 2018, right?
Yes, Oasis Labs was founded in 2018.
And you have been around a while and have been through at least one bear market already, right? And still standing strong.
Absolutely. Yeah, and actually, when it comes to Oasis, our stance is very much that, we're built to outlast market conditions. And if anything, the market conditions kind of clear out all of the background noise so that builders in the space can actually focus on what's important. So it kind of removes, all the distractions. And our team is very much head down, focused on building really strong products and, hopefully with the intention of bringing privacy to all of Web3.
Yeah, you're speaking about privacy, and that's a big thing with Oasis, I think. Can we maybe go through a little bit what is Oasis? Because I think many in here might know lots already, but there might be also many who knows almost nothing. So maybe we can have like an elevator pitch or a little bit longer about what is Oasis? What do you stand for?
Yeah, sure thing. So I'm happy to to provide some context on who we are. And for those of you who are not familiar with Oasis, please make sure to tap our profile right at the top here and give us a follow. We're always producing really cool and engaging content, and we would love to bring you into our community. But the Oasis Network is a privacy-focused, scalable proof-of-stake layer one that is also EVM compatible. So we have a multi-layered modular architecture, and that separates consensus from smart contract execution into different layers. So, not only are we scalable, it also makes things really easy for developers to deploy low-cost, privacy-focused apps. And the core value proposition of privacy definitely gives way to other tenants that are required for us to go into the next iteration of the internet. And our technology supports the critical pillars that are needed to transition from Web 2 to Web 3. So we enable decentralized identity, decentralized society, a responsible data economy, and overall data sovereignty. So our ParaTime layer allows for dynamic compute environments where smart contract execution happens. And right now we have 3 ParaTimes. The Emerald ParaTime, which is our EVM compatible ParaTime. Cypher, which is a privacy-focused WASM ParaTime, and then Sapphire, which is our currently on testnet. It's our newest ParaTime, and that is our confidential EVM. So that's the first confidential EVM to come, to the space, and it definitely holds the key for Solidity developers to be able to harness privacy features for their dApps. So we're all very excited and optimistic about that.
So can you explain a bit more what is this ParaTimes? Because I've heard that it might be a little bit similar to Polkadot's parachains, but it's not a blockchain. So it's something different a little bit. But can you tell us how it works a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say that probably the most accurate comparison would be that it's similar to a parachain. The paradigms that we currently have now operate for different computing environments. So we enable developers to build in whatever environment is comfortable for them. And I would encourage anyone who is interested in learning more about ParaTimes to visit our documentation on our website or hop into our Discord and ask some of our engineers there. But the great thing about ParaTimes is that, similar to Polkadot, anyone can build their own ParaTime. So like I said a second ago, we have the Emerald, which is EVM compatible. Then we have Cypher and Sapphire. And we are currently gauging our community's interest on potentially even building a Move ParaTime. Or, if community developers would like to build a Move ParaTime themselves, we'd like to see that too.
So these are 3 ParaTimes that you build yourself, but also other people can build their own ParaTimes on your blockchain, or how does it work?
Yeah, that's correct. Anyone can build their own ParaTime.
So what can I use? Can you give an example? Is there some good example that everyone can understand what they can be used for? Because you said 3 different kinds of parachains that you build yourself.
Yeah.
And they all have different. You said something, but it was so fast I didn't really catch everything. If you can have like an example maybe of each, what's the difference between them?
Yes.
And when you use which one?
Absolutely. So I would say probably the best example that I'm really excited to talk about would be with Sapphire. So Sapphire is an EVM.
That's the newest one also.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Sapphire is EVM compatible, and it allows developers to build confidential dApps. So basically, developers could come in and have, if they're building on top of Sapphire, they're able to configure privacy based on their needs. So the default contract state is completely confidential, completely private, and from there, basically the possibilities are unlimited, and it's same developer environment as any EVM. So Solidity developers will be perfectly at home. The only difference is that they'll be able to add privacy features, confidentiality to their dApps. Yeah, because I think that's we noticed that that's a key element that's missing in Web3 and blockchain in general. And so this runtime has the ability to really help scale blockchain towards Web3 and allows developers to lay the foundation for privacy-enabled blockchain dApps.
That's amazing. Yeah, I think it's needed in the space if you're gonna, because you can use blockchain to so many things, right? That we haven't really even tried yet, I guess. And this is something that's needed to be able to go into all the different kind of branches, or how you how you say that, I think. So it means that you can store delicate information and have it like hidden, right? That's your privacy thing. So everything is not open for everyone, but you can choose which part you want to open up for a certain party that you want to show it for. Is that how? Did I understand it correctly then?
Yeah, that's definitely correct. I think that also another key thing that's possible with Sapphire is something that we are building right now, which is the Oasis privacy layer. So
Okay.
one of the challenges I think that many layer ones face is bringing developers to a chain where maybe it's a newer chain that is not as filled with users. People aren't as familiar with it, and despite having lots of upside for users and for developers, they're hesitant to either port their native dApp to a different chain or to build a completely new dApp altogether. And so we built the Oasis privacy layer, or we're currently in the process of building the Oasis privacy layer, so that EVM compatible dApps like DAOs, NFT collections, NFT marketplaces, games, and decentralized identity projects can actually take advantage of Sapphire's privacy features without necessarily having to move their dApp from their current chain. So as long as it's an EVM compatible network, they'll still be able to harness some of the privacy features that Sapphire enables.
So it's EVM compatible, like that's Ethereum virtual machine compatible, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So everything that's on Ethereum can also use this one. And that's a lot, so that's good.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
so
really hope that Solidity developers will look to Sapphire and Oasis as a solution for the challenges that have surrounded bringing privacy to the EVM ecosystem.
mm-hmm. And how do you try to reach out to get people to be aware of what you have and how they can use it? What's your marketing strategy there to get it like mass adopted or from people, from developers?
Yeah, I would say that for Oasis, we are very active in external communities. We work, with developers within our own community. And going into, 2023, we're planning a lot more developer focused events. So we'll be at ETH Denver and hosting several workshops, privacy mini summits. Then, of course, we'll be at Consensus. We also host hackathons where we invite developers to come build. And with the launch of Sapphire on mainnet, we'll definitely be hosting another hackathon for that. And then, of course, we strive to provide educational content for developers, communities, and founders of existing dApps, so that they can take advantage of everything that we have.
Very nice. So a lot is centered around the privacy and confidentiality in Oasis. So are you working on anything privacy related at the moment? Anything more that you can tell us about?
Yeah, I think I kind of touched on that a second
Oh,
ago,
that's a new
but
thing that you're building. Okay, sorry.
no problem. It's, that our main focus right now is definitely on Sapphire, which is all about privacy. And with Sapphire, we're building the Oasis privacy layer, so that developers can have access to privacy without having to switch chains. And yeah, we definitely are focused on bringing more developers into the fold and bringing more dApps into the fold, and also collaborating with other layer ones that are EVM compatible, so that dApps within their ecosystem can take advantage of the privacy.
Okay, very good. So the opportunities for developers on Oasis Network is lots of different things, right? What can they expect? What can they use it for? What can they build? And do you help them build, or do they, is it like open source so they can build whatever they want, or are you controlling it somehow?
Oh, no. Developers can build whatever they want. We are definitely fully decentralized, and everything is open source. So they're able to build natively on Sapphire or any of our ParaTimes, whatever types of dApps they want to build. But as far as excuse me, as far as helping developers, we definitely do offer support. Our engineers are very hands-on for helping out those who are building dApps. So, not only do they have technical assistance, but we also have a grants program. So, we want to help builders kickstart the development of projects in key areas, which right now for us, that's focused on NFTs, play to earn gaming, data DAOs, data tokenization, and of course, privacy dApps. And each project can receive up to $50,000 in Rose. And yeah, I think that, if
That's
anyone
great.
is interested in applying, they can visit our website and, come to our community channels and discuss that further.
So if you have a good idea, but maybe not the funding, you can turn to your yeah, to this department and get help, even economically. That's great. How many of these have you done already? I mean, how many have you granted or helped?
I think the last stat, I'm not sure on the exact numbers, but I think I saw a stat a few months back that said this year we gave out 42 grants. And this is ahead of us launching Sapphire onto mainnet. So these grants were for Emerald, which is EVM compatible. And we definitely anticipate, more grant recipients as we have, more availability for them to actually build privacy centric dApps.
Very good. And you spoke about the community, and you have an engaged community. How can they contribute to the network? How do they help in the moving forward?
So yeah, we have a great community. Our community is very, very engaged, and there's lots of opportunities for people to get involved in our community. So if you're a developer, like I was saying before, I think that we provide a lot of support in terms of like resources and answering questions and helping guide them in the right direction. But for crypto enthusiasts who are like passionate about privacy and passionate about technology, and wanting to help usher in kind of like a new era in Web3, there is a great opportunity for them to get involved, even if they are not a developer. And that is through our ambassador program. We currently have 350 ambassadors who are actively, contributing through content, through, just like engaging in the community, moderating our channels, helping with BD outreach, and the list goes on and on. They're definitely the backbone of the community. And we actually have a new ambassador cohort that's going to be launching in January. So it's a month-long training program. And I would encourage anyone in here who is interested in that to apply. If you visit our website, we do have a link under community for applicants. And it's a great way to earn Rose and contribute to the community in a way that's meaningful to you. So it's not really a time commitment that we ask of, but it's basically at the community members' leisure. And we're also always hosting different events within our community. We host trivia where we give out prizes, fun contests and games. And so, I think that when it comes to that, our team is very much, passionate about educating people and also finding ways to get them involved.
That's really important, I think, to get when new people come and they get taken care of properly and get help. That's key, I think, to mass adoption and moving forward. So I have a question from Twitter here that someone was trying to add Oasis Network to their MetaMask and noticed two options available, add Emerald and add Sapphire. So they want to know, why are these two types of a mainnet and how does each differ from each other, and how do you intend to clear the confusion users may have with it?
So that is because we have the consensus layer, which is where like staking and transactions take place, and then we have our ParaTime layer. So whenever you see Emerald and Sapphire, those are ParaTime layer operations. And I think that most people who are using our wallet or adding to MetaMask are likely familiar with Emerald and Sapphire, but our community team is always around to help troubleshoot if anyone experiences confusion with adding either one. But each ParaTime layer, so whenever you see those different ParaTimes, that's the way that you'll be interacting with dApps on either Emerald or Sapphire. But if anyone has trouble, definitely reach out to us. We're happy to help.
Very good. And another question came in here, and that's partnerships and community support are the most important thing for a project to grow. So can you tell us some of your strategies that how do you plan to keep community alive?
Yeah, happy to. So for the community, like I was saying a second ago, we have an ambassador program where we invite people to come in and work directly with the core team so that they can be involved, earn rows, and become evangelists of Oasis Network. And a lot of our ambassadors go out and produce great written content, video content. They're on Twitter making threads to educate people about privacy and what Oasis brings to the table. So I think that, that's a key element to engaging our community, but we're also frequently hosting different types of events that are focused sometimes towards community and education and other times towards developers. And that's our key focus right now is bringing developers to our network. So we do host many different types of campaigns, events, and fun activities for the community, but we also want to balance that with making sure that we are engaging with the developer community.
That's really great. And you mentioned Rose. I think that's a lovely name for the coin, right? That's what you
Yes,
call the
Rose
coin?
is the
Rose.
native token of Oasis.
Very nice. Very nice. And who are you targeting the most then, and who's gonna use this the most moving forward, you think? What's the main target area or customer that
Yeah, I
you're
think
trying to
that
find?
when it comes to dApps, there are many different use cases that we envision. And the interesting thing about privacy and the current Web3 landscape is that we also anticipate that there will be interesting use cases and sectors that we have not yet anticipated. But for as far as who we think could benefit from using privacy right now would be decentralized identity protocols, NFT collections, or NFT marketplaces who are struggling with issues of network congestion and gas wars whenever they're minting collections, and to also implement more fair auction mechanisms. And then gaming is another key area that we think should definitely be taking advantage of the privacy features, because currently blockchain games have to keep large portions of their game off chain, which really takes away from the ideal scenario, which is that blockchain games are actually on chain. And then another interesting use case would be for DAOs. Right now, there is substantial issues with DAO governance and bias that's associated with on-chain voting. And so with the Oasis privacy layer, which is powered by Sapphire, DAOs can implement on-chain private voting. And yeah, so I think there's a lot of dApps and users who can benefit from Oasis. So as far as like our target community, I would say it's everyone who is interacting with games, NFTs, DeFi, decentralized identity, and many other sectors within Web3.
Great. And you did speak a little bit already about education, that you're trying to help or the community trying to help new people and so. But do you have like an educational program that helps developers understand your product also more, or maybe also newbies that wants to try out?
We do. We have
Hmm.
developer courses, and we are building more developer courses. These are like in the form of video content, and we also host office hours and developer focused webinars, and like sometimes Discord hangouts, depending on what we have going on. So there are plenty of opportunities for developers to get started, but we definitely want to continue to ramp up on the educational content that we produce for developers. So I would say also for newbies, yes, there's also plenty of opportunities. We have some fairly basic videos on our YouTube channel, which go through the highlights. And then we also have some great articles that have been written in our blog, kind of give you a step-by-step overview of what Oasis is and what the key elements are. So we do try to, keep the community in mind whenever we're producing educational content as well.
And if people now listening wants to buy the token or buy the rose, I think you are on most exchanges out there already, right? Binance and everyone else.
Yeah, I would say that people can visit the sites that they typically use for those types of activities, and they'll easily be able to find whatever
Yeah.
information they're looking for.
And it's Oasis Network or Rose. So that's good to know. All
Yes.
right. You said earlier that you had to be somewhere soon, I think. How much time do we still have with you, Meredith?
Oh, yeah, still have 20 minutes.
Okay. So are you up for some questions from the audience, maybe?
Yeah, sure thing.
Let's see. I'm going to unmute 2 people and wait for your turn then. So let's have. Or do you want to help me choose maybe? Or maybe can you see them? The people who have their hands up?
No, I can't.
No, you can't. Okay. Ashwimi and Alia. Let's start with Ashwini. Shwini. Hello, you have to unmute yourself to ask the question. Ashwini, are you here?
Hi. What
Hi,
is the
hi.
main issue that are related to current blockchain-based smart contracts, where we have seen a lot of problems? How are you enabling confidential smart contracts?
Sorry, your question was how are we enabling confidential smart contracts?
I think so. Yeah, that's what I heard too.
So yeah, with Sapphire, I'm happy to answer that, and I hope that this is the direction that you mean. But if not, feel free to ask a follow-up question. But Sapphire, our confidential EVM,
Yes.
it requires nodes to use type of computing technology called a trusted execution environment. So T's are basically a hypothetical black box for smart contract execution, and using key management, encrypted data goes into the black box or secure enclave along with the smart contract. Then the data is decrypted and processed by the smart contract, then encrypted before it's sent back out. So this process pretty much ensures that the data remains confidential and it's not disclosed to even the node operator or the application developer while it's undergoing this process.
Great. Thank you, Ashwini, for your question. Alia, did you have a question?
Thank you.
Thanks. Great question.
Alia?
Hello, my question is, I see that Oasis ecosystem has a ecosystem fund of $235 million. How has it helped developers in the past? And please talk more about it.
Sure. Yeah, we launched the Oasis Ecosystem Fund this year, and you're correct. It does have over $235 million that is available to developers and projects who are building native dApps on Oasis Network. So the typical process that someone would follow to access those funds and begin building using that would be to apply for a grant. So um, once someone is brought into our grants program, they're given grants funding, and then as they develop and launch their dApp, they have access to additional investor funding within the Oasis Ecosystem Fund. So if you're interested, you can head over to our website, which we just newly revamped, by the way, and under ecosystem, you'll find the relevant links to apply for grants and also to apply for the ecosystem fund.
Great. Thank you, Alia. We have Harley or Stevie. You changed your name, I think.
Yeah, I changed my name actually. Thank you for bringing me on. So my question is, what's the role of Oasis playing in the Web 2 and Web 3 world? And what are your competitive edge over other similar projects? Also, have you been audited? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for that question. I think that our advantages are exactly what we've been talking about, which is, privacy. It's historically been very difficult or practically impossible to effectively, implement privacy solutions that are flexible and robust enough to cover like all the different use cases that Web 2 companies would potentially need to move into the Web3 space, or even just for Web3 dApps to bring their applications on chain and combat, some of like the user focused issues that come with having everything completely transparent. So that is, our biggest competitive edge. But aside from that, we also are a layer one. So with the consensus layer, it in separation from consensus and ParaTime layer, it allows us to be cheap, fast, and very, very scalable. And as far as auditing, everything with Oasis is open source. You can view our GitHub, and if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out.
All right. I wish you success. Thank you.
Thank you, Harley. I unmuted Young Mo. Young Mo. Do you have a question, Young?
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Good afternoon. My question is, what are the new features we might be expecting from your project? And then, most especially in businesses, we talk about what's it called? Revenue. So how do you come about creation of revenue in your project? And that's my question, please.
I'm sorry, I actually didn't catch the last part of that question. Would you mind repeating it?
Yeah, I mean, what I said, as I said, one of the core values of NFT blockchain is that much of the revenue is generated for investors or players in its ecosystem. So can you please explain revenue accumulation structure or business model and the different mechanisms used to generate your revenue in the project? Can you hear me?
If I understood you correctly, you were asking about generating revenue.
Yes.
So Oasis Foundation is a nonprofit, decentralized layer one blockchain. So we are not focused on generating revenue. I hope that answers your question.
Okay. So what are the new features the customers should be expecting from your project?
So right now we are actually coming out with Sapphire, which is on testnet, and it will be launched on mainnet very soon. That's a new product that we're very excited about and very hopeful. That this will usher in some new use cases and capabilities for Web3 dApps. And then to further that, we'll also be launching the Oasis privacy layer, and that will allow dApps and developers on other EVM compatible networks to take advantage of Sapphire's privacy features without having to switch chains.
Okay. I wish you best of luck in your project.
Thank you, Young.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have a question from North, I think.
Yeah. Thank you, Mary. So my question is, trying to ensure privacy of a particular network or of a particular dApps actually comes with certain vulnerability, and also and this vulnerability could be sometimes limited access to what you are trying to make private to us, and sometimes we get highly strict security mechanism in some of these projects, which sometimes affect us, because some project could be so secure that even the users would not feel comfortable using it. So how do you ensure that you make this privacy fully available without affecting those who are using it in the long run?
That's actually a great question, North. We recently released a blog post because, as I mentioned before, Oasis uses T's for our privacy and confidential smart contracts. And so there was, some questions around T's and their security, because there was some recently documented APIC exploit and, discussion about how it could be used to attack other blockchains. And so, we kind of, if you visit our blog, we go through a pretty extensive rundown of why Oasis is secure in many ways from this. And basically it boils down to the fact that our core team are experts in security, and that Oasis is equipped with a defense in depth strategy, which means that we have many different, basically alarms internally, and also, basically fail safes to prevent any type of, vulnerability. So hope that answers. And if you have any more questions, like I've said to a couple more, feel free to reach out, head over to our blog and read the information available on that. And we'll be happy to provide more context.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, North.
Thanks.
So I think we have maybe one last question from ID.B something. BSC.BSC. ID, do you have a question? You have to unmute yourself. No? No question from you? All right. So Meredith, is there something else that you want to cover or want to tell us about Oasis, the last minutes that you have before you have to go?
I think that we've covered a lot here today, but I just want to thank everyone who took the time to ask questions, and thank you for having us on. We will be, releasing a lot of great news and updates in the coming year. So please stay tuned. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, join our community channels, check out our website, and of course, get involved in our community. If you're a developer who's interested in building on Oasis or interested in taking advantage of the privacy features that are offered with the Oasis privacy layer, please reach out to us. We want to support you, and we would love to guide you through the process of getting started.
Great. I hope many will reach out to you now, Meredith, and to the community and get help and get to know even more about Oasis. Seems like a great product that we much need in this space, I think. So I'm looking forward to learn more myself. So another question I used to ask sometimes is if you like pineapple on pizza, Meredith.
Oh my goodness. You're asking the right person about this, because I do. I love pineapple on pizza. I know this is a controversial take, but I'm always going to go with pineapple definitely goes on pizza.
Is there something that you never put on your pizza?
Anchovies. I don't like anchovies.
I'm with you there.
Hard pass.
And capern or something. Is it called capern in English? I don't know.
Yeah, capers. I like capers on my bagels, but definitely not on pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Great. Yeah, that's just a little funny question we have sometimes here when we have time.
Love it.
So can't be too serious all the time, can we? I get something here from Alpha. What is he saying? Yeah, we can have, because we had some questions, we have a little bit of a giveaway here from Oasis Protocol. And also because we don't have time for everyone to ask. So if you raise your hand, and then I will tell you a emoji that I want you to use. And the first one I see, I will call out and you will win some reward, okay? So today we will have the emoji. Let's do, what shall we do, Meredith? What you can help me choose.
I think the emoji to go for is the 100, the 100 symbol.
100.
One of my faves.
There you go. Oh, I see one already. Brainiac was very quickly there.
Nice job, Brainiac.
And shall we do another one, Meredith? Let's do another one.
All right,
No,
let's
not the
go with
100.
the clap. Let's give us
The
some
clap.
claps for our amazing
Who's
host.
clapping? We have changed now to clapping. You can stop the 100. There we have one. No, it's not clapping. It's waving. There! Sonic! Where did you go, Sonic? Now I can see you again. There he is. It was the first one I saw. All right. So thank you so much for coming, Meredith. It was a pleasure to get to know more about Oasis Protocol. And yeah, why don't you come back in some time again and tell us even more if there's something new coming out later in the year or next year. I mean, this year is almost over now.
That would be great. Thank y'all so much for having us on, and definitely appreciate the time from everyone in the audience who tuned in and asked us questions. We hope to see you in our next events. We have a webinar coming up, so if you are interested, please go check out on Twitter. It's kind of a developer-focused webinar, but here's to hoping there's plenty of developers listening in the audience. We would love to see you there on January 5th. So yeah, thanks again for having us on, everyone. We would love to come back again sometime.
Great. Thank you so much, Meredith. Let's give Meredith some love, some hearts, guys. Hearts and claps. No rewards, just do it anyway.
All right. Thanks, Mary.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone, and Merry Christmas.
Yep. Happy holidays, guys. Bye.
Happy holidays, and have a good time. I think I will see you tomorrow again. Well, I don't know why I'm never sure when the next one is. That's why I just focus on the one I'm doing, and then we'll see you next time afterwards. So I think there is one tomorrow. So tune in and check out our socials to find out which time and where. I think it's on Twitter Space. So guys, have a good one. Good whatever, wherever you are. Thank you for coming and listening. Bye bye.